Hi there. So, this is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom trailer number 3. I'm not going to show you the trailer. I'm sure you've already seen it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. In this video, I'm going to show you some screenshots that I took from the trailer, played it in really slow motion, and showing you some things that you might have missed and some things that I thought were interesting. So these screenshots were taken in order of the trailer. So this is one of the first things we saw over here. One thing I've noticed is that there is often this little thing here with the green lines around. It's kind of got like this oval egg thing. We're going to see it much closer in another shot, and I wonder what it is. In this shot, you can see there is a like robotic creature over here using an axe to hit a tree. I have a feeling that there is a new energy type of power, like this green energy source. It's also something we see like powering a lot of the machines. It's like this green energy powering a lot of the robots and everything, bringing them, almost like animating them so that they're not alive, but they can move. So here's a nice better shot of that little egg thing with the green spiral on top of it. I wonder what this is. Like I'm genuinely curious. Is like, what is this oval egg thing? Is it like a type of shrine? Is it a challenge thing? Like, what do we do at these things? You can see there's also one in the distance. I wonder if these are maybe the new shrine kind of things that we have to do, like different trials at those different areas. You'll also probably notice there is a giant cube in the distance, just like floating in the sky. It's like, what? Okay, all right, interesting. From this angle, you can see there's a bunch of islands towards the back right over here. Other than that, nothing really particular about this screenshot or this scene. This is obviously where the logo showed. Moving on to the next one here, the first thing that I noticed when I looked here is obviously this tower, because this tower shows up frequently across many different areas of the game from different perspectives of the map. Obviously, where we are right now is I'll recognize that thing. There is a different angle that we have where we're on the other side of that mountain looking this way towards us, but this is what's behind there. So like nice green and some crazy stuff. Here is one of the villages. It reminds me of Hateno Village. I don't know if I even got that name correct. It's been a while since I played this game, so I don't fully remember all the different names, but it looks like one of the villages that was already in the game, at least the same style. But the major thing I'm looking at here is the tower again at the top left. Maybe it's kind of like a lookout tower to see out the world and like, you know, like unlock that part of the map so that you can see stuff. Who knows, but they're all over. Again, in this image you can see there's that same tower. We saw this in the previous one when we were in the gardens down there, because there's that mountain with that like donut hole in the mountain over there, and then that guardian tower, which is just the same one that we saw earlier in this picture here, but obviously it's just taken from this perspective. So we're more kind of like this, or in your case more like that way. We're here now, but we were there. Using cameras is weird. You can also notice from this angle that you can see some floating sky islands, but nothing crazy to point out. Here's the donut, but this time on the other side of the mountain, you can see there is the castle over there. So that area we must have been in just previously was probably down there, whereas the garden that we're in was like probably further to the left side here. But this looks kind of like either it's one of the villages based on like these buildings. It looks like it could either be lived in, or maybe it's like a type of ruins. But either way, there is that oval thing with the green spiral. Well, it's like blue and then green. Very interesting. I wonder what that could be. There's this nice shot over here of like the woods. Reminds me of where we got the Master Sword. I don't know if it's the same place. Could be just a big stretch. Now this shot seems like nothing at first, but then you notice there's like a weird ruined thing over there. It looks like almost like it's like the ruins of a house that should be on the ground, but then it goes all the way upwards. Like it's not like that one's closer or further away. It looks like these are going up in levels. So I wonder if this is going to be like a level based a level based puzzle. Literally, like you have to get from one stage to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, all the way up for something. There's going to be a lot of puzzles in this game. It's going to be really cool. I'm actually really excited. We have this shot where Link just tried to save Zelda after like the ground looks like it fell. I have an idea of where this probably all happened. This is probably as Ganon did his major stuff and Link got his corruption on his arm. As you can see it in the second shot here, his arm is already corrupt, like with that black and that red. And obviously he doesn't catch her, she falls, he lets her down yet again. And then we go back to another random shot. You can see there's 3 things I want to point out in this image. The first one is there's giant holes in the ground, which you already noticed. The second thing is there is a massive drawing over here. I wonder if this is, maybe there's guardians in this game too? Would there be? I don't know. The only Zelda game I played was Breath of the Wild. So if you've played any of the other previous Zelda games, does this mean anything to you? Let me know. But there's also this very shiny green thing over here. Like it doesn't, it seems very weird. I don't know what that is. Like it's really green. It's curious. Then we have the shot in like the underground, like there's a volcano, like lava, not a volcano, but there's lava, and we're in a giant, seems either like a ravine or in a cave. Can't tell if we're in a cave or outside of a cave. But it looks very interesting. There are ships flying in the sky. Many questions about that one. Who's piloting these ships? And then there's some cool puzzles like these things over here where you like jump into them and you basically float with the water and it takes you, and you probably go from like this platform here to there to there to there to there. It seems like it's like a puzzle system within the game. We'll see it again in a different shot. So this is another one of the puzzles, like lasers. So you're just gonna have to paraglide, you know, just through the lasers. You know, simple. Now this one is like, I think this is one of those things that's flying in the sky. I think it's the big dome one, which we're gonna see in another shot, where it's like a big like circle, actually, not a dome. It's like a big circle floating in the sky with a hole in it. It looks like the Death Star. And here he's pushing like a capstan of this, like some kind of contraption, and there's a bunch of balls in the thing behind him. If you see right over here, there's a bunch of balls. So like, do these balls like come out? And we gotta do something with the balls? Like they got us playing with balls in Zelda, dude. Then there's this one, looks like some kind of puzzle. Can't really say what's happening here, but does look like some kind of puzzle's going on. Then we have this unique, interesting character. We have a robot that's climbing out the wall, again with that kind of like Aztecian power, that like bluish green power that's like powering all the different robots in this game. Seems to be taking a huge step in that direction with this kind of like power source being so readily available to so many different things. And then we got this place. I assume this is in the castle, but I see a lot of logos here that I recognize. But other than that, it kind of reminds me of what the inside of the castle would look like. Then there's a shot of the Master Sword, and I almost thought it was like black now instead of purple, because it's very purple in Zelda Breath of the Wild. So maybe they toned down the purple a little bit, but it's still the same sword. Now this is an interesting shot over here of Zelda speaking with somebody who's basically saying like, Link, the knight, is the last person to, you know, the last stand against something. But who is this character? Here's another shot of Link in the sky. It looks like he's flying that like weird flying platform thingy. There's a weird looking island over there that looks, you know, like a circle with a line, and a line, but no line that side. I don't know. It's weird. So here's the thing that he's flying. I don't think this is the same shot though. I'm not sure, unless there's something in this direction that we were looking at. But you can see there's a bunch of puzzles across the whole sky, dude. And there's even more at the right top there, dude. This game's gonna have so much stuff happening in the sky. It's probably gonna be very hard to complete this game, like, as a completionist. There's going to be so many things, and so many things that are probably going to be easy to miss, but that's great. I love that there's going to be so many things in the game, and that it's just like, I can't even fathom how much stuff there is probably to do. Now this shot, when you first see it, is actually kind of funny because he's using, it looks like one of those royal great swords, but it's got a royal shield stuck on it, and he uses it to like block an attack. He uses a sword shield. He hits somebody with a sword that has a shield on it. So I'm guessing they're confirming that you can fuse other things with actual weapons. It's not just like sticks and rocks and stuff that we saw previously. We can actually put a shield onto a sword. Man, that's going to change a lot of things. So here's the Death Star puzzle. I think it's the Death Star puzzle. As you can see here, that big opening looks very similar to what we saw earlier. Of course, I'm referring to this image over here. So I wonder if this is the same thing. It might not be, but it's a very good possibility that it could be. The next one is some kind of puzzle. Looks like he's in a cave over here. Looks like those are either people or sects of something, I don't know. But there's like this red thing that's rolling and trying to attack him, and he has to dodge it, and he moves out the way. Also, he has a very interesting looking sword here. It looks like it's got like a bone that looks like that. So this is some kind of like thing that he's dodging or fighting. I don't know if it's like a boss. I don't think it's a boss. It's probably just some kind of like encounter that you find in the wild. Now this shot's interesting because it makes me wonder, do we have to build these carts, or are these carts just like this in the world? Do they just look like this everywhere now? But it looks like Link clearly glued all of these things together, and now he's stealing these people on the wagon. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're just sitting on the wagon and Link came along and was like, I'm taking you guys. Yeah. Then there's a nice showcase of that skill that he has, that reverse one. So this thing is shooting a bomb at him. Obviously, we remember this thing from Breath of the Wild looks like the same thing. It's just like a boom, spitting the thing. But that bowl looks massive, though. I'm not going to say that. It looks terrifying. It looks like a much more stronger version, right? But he does the reversios, boom, and then it basically flies back to where it came from and ends up killing the thing that spat it out in the first place. I like that. This shot caught me by surprise. I don't know if you guys saw this, but on watching it in slow motion, I was like, wait a minute, is that a rocket? He's got a rocket. It's a shield. He's got a shield with a rocket. He's using a shield with a rocket to fly up into space. This is not the same like this. This is a different area. He didn't fly up into here. This is just the next picture. This one is actually one of these other kind of puzzles where he basically has like no gravity or like low gravity. So he's like jumping and then he like basically jumps really far and then lands on this platform and then he can jump again. So I'm guessing there's going to be several puzzle-based things like this. You can see those little water things at the bottom left. I wonder if those are the same water things that he jumped into earlier where he kind of like floated along, similar to what this puzzle's like. So all of these Sky Islands are going to probably have their own form of puzzles. Maybe they are the new form of shrines. And then there's a really cool section or segment here where they're riding in one of these carts. You can see there is like a wind turbine powering both of them right now. And there's an enemy in this one and Link is just chilling in this one over here. And they're basically like riding along and he's attacking it. The next shot goes where Link built a robot made out of like big rock slabs and wheels. And he's fighting one of those like rock golems that has a base on top of it with bokoblins just chilling on there, wearing like they look like they have like some horns. I don't know if it's like a helmet or if the bokoblins have like these horns now. Not sure, but looks interesting. Looks like it's gonna be an interesting battle. I wonder what is on Link's arm here. I'm hoping this is like some giant cannon, like kaboom. We'll see. And then we have the shot over here with Link using an arrow that has a giant red rupee on it. And also whatever this thing is. It looks like a red rupee, but I can't tell what this thing is. It looks like maybe some kind of like shield with a red rupee. I don't know, but it looks interesting. I wonder what that's going to do. And then there's this really cool contraption that we saw. Obviously, you saw this as well with the lasers. It spins around. Makes me wonder, can I put this on a vehicle and drive it around, please? I want that. I want to put it on a vehicle and I want to drive it around. Because that will be cool. And then while we're flying with the little flying dude from the flying village of the name that I don't remember, there is a giant thing that came out the ground that tried to bite us. And then there's a shot of Zelda with her weird earrings and like copper and silver bracelets. The clothes that she's wearing looks different to me. And then she's got this thing that looks like one half of a heart, but also looks like a seed. And then we got, I presume, is Ganon shooting his red laser out of his face into the sky. And this is obviously probably, maybe, who knows, the part of the game where he kind of like infects Link with this redness. And that's how Link's arm goes all black and red. It does look like that part because right after this, that red stuff goes over everywhere in the world. Looks like it's summoning all these like bad people, monsters is what I mean to say. Like your boy Linnell's. And you got Link getting infected by that same red stuff. So I'm assuming this is all that same scene. And then shit all goes down. Zelda falls off because the ground probably breaks apart. Link tries to grab her, doesn't grab her. She falls, dies, game over. You know, like now we gotta rescue her again. In this shot over here, it looks like he has a sword because he gets like, he hears his arm and his eyes are like glowing red. Or is it just like the random specks kind of makes Link look like he's evil here. Just noticed. But it looks like he's got his arm here, and it looks like it's holding a sword. Probably the Master Sword. The Master Sword glows, right? It glows like a blue like this. Actually, now that I remember. So I wonder if the Master Sword also got corrupted. Maybe. Could that be a thing? Here's a shot of Ganondorf's arm and hand with all the power and stuff that he's doing, all the bad things. Here's another shot of him. They obviously revealed his face and everything. And then there's another shot of Link running away from a fish on land that's purple, that's trying to bite a bitch. look at Link's face. Yeah. He's like, bro, I got you, dude. I understand how you feel. Probably being chased by a giant ass fish with very, very purple teeth and purple eyes and everything. Looks like some kind of boss fight, not gonna lie. And then we also got shown like a bunch of different characters, like this girl over here who is wearing the same stuff Zelda was wearing. Is this Zelda from a different angle and makes her look just kind of different because of the coloring or like the shading? Is this Zelda? I mean, at first glance, it doesn't really look like Zelda, but it's got like the seed on her neck over here. It looks like she's wearing the exact same clothing. She's got the same earrings. Just something shouts to me that this is maybe not Zelda. I don't know. Maybe I'm being stupid. I'm overthinking this one, but we'll see. Then there's these suckers that I remember from the desert that used to like swim in the ground. Pretty cool. And there's a giant laser beam of like pure lightning coming from the sky, just like lasering this whole damn area. That doesn't seem fair to these guys. They're just surfing along. And then we got this girl with the two swords dancing. We got a bunch of the young ones that we remember from Breath of the Wild. At least it looks like that same young one that I had to help with something. I think there was a quest about that. Here's another shot of all those different characters again. Another one here where you're fighting side by side with a companion fighting one of these Aztecian looking ass warriors. And then it ends with us fighting a three-headed dragon hydra looking ass thing. That's gonna be terrifying. Anywho, that's all we have from this trailer number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite part of this trailer was in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching.